Screen, you can see on our screen here that we have we would love to know your name and who you were invited by in our comment section. We've got chat cheerleaders that are going to be answering questions for you guys and welcoming you as you hop on and join us tonight. So I am your host for a hot second before we get to the rest of our evening. And I'm so excited to have you guys here on this Tuesday night. We've got some special guests that you're going to hear from. And most of all, you guys, I hope that this is a fun kind of switch up to your normal week and can be encouraging for you. So welcome to consultants, but all of our guests, thank you for being here. You may be here because you're intrigued to hear more about Mary Kay. You may be here just for some encouragement. You may be here because your consultant bribed you with some free products to help her with her training, but for whatever reason you're here on this Tuesday night, we just want to say thank you. And we hope that you leave our space after we're done with our event tonight feeling encouraged, feeling hope-filled, and feeling important and poured into. As women, I know we do a lot of things, and you guys are going to hear from two incredible women in Mary Kay that are incredible in all arenas of their life. So thank you again for being here. And we are going to have chat cheerleaders that are in the chat answering any questions and making sure that we get your name and who invited you, because we do have some drawings going on tonight for some free products and giveaways. So you're definitely going to want to make sure that you are in the chats. But for tonight, I'm going to kick us off. I didn't even say this. Sorry, you guys. I got so excited about welcoming everyone. My name is Otten-Sweeney. So like I said, I'm your host for a quick second. I get to introduce you guys to your real hostess with the mostest tonight. And this woman is special in Mary Kay, but she's extra special to me because she is also my mom. And she is National Sales Director Dawn Otten-Sweeney. So you guys can see her real life Mary Kay accolades here. You can see some fun family photos as well to see that she's a very real woman who decided to start a Mary Kay business and has been around for almost 40 years in Mary Kay. But like I said, I'm her daughter, so I know her, I would say, better than most people in the world. But some things that I think some people find interesting about Dawn that don't show up on her Mary Kay accolades with her income and all of that are that she's naturally an introvert. I think people are very surprised by that, usually after getting to see her, but also she's a phenomenal cook. Growing up, my friends would always ask when they could come over because she would cook phenomenal meals. And one of her favorite places on this planet, where one of her dog, Pork Chop, you can see down there, is sitting on a dock on a lake in northern Michigan, one of her favorite places on this planet. So please welcome our hostess with the mostest tonight, National Sales Director Dawn Otten-Sweeney.
Thank you. Thank you. And welcome everyone. I mean, these show you some of the accolades. And honestly, when I was a guest 39 years ago at a Mary Kay event, invited like many of you have been to help your consultant, either with maybe a fall retreat challenge or to earn her pearls of sharing, or because she wants to join us in Nashville in January as a sales director or a DIQ. Thank you for helping her out. I went to help a new consultant be her guest, and really the rest is history. I got to hear what this company had to offer. I got to see some of the women that were involved in it. And I realized quickly that, first off, even with a 4-year business degree from the University of Michigan, I was not going to be able to look forward to those accolades, even after I went back to school to get a master's. And also, too, I knew that if I came anywhere near to those accolades, a company would own me. And I wanted to have my cake and eat it too. And what Mary Kay provides is just that. She was a working woman raising her family as a single mom. And so when she retired, she started this company so that women could have accolades like this, be paid what they're worth in direct proportion to what they're willing to work for. It's a merit system. I love a meritocracy. It is based on what you're willing to do, not the economy, not the government, not a corporation, not the part of the country you live in, not your personality, not your age, not your skin color, not the language you speak. It's based totally on how many women are you willing to serve through this product and this opportunity, and you're taught how to do all of it. The next slide is going to show you some of the things that were unexpected. I mean, I started for that first slide, the income, the trips, and the jewelry, because that's what I went to business school for. But I found when I got out, it didn't look like what I thought it was going to. And these are some of the unexpected things that I found. And when Alden was talking about, I am an introvert, but when I started, I was also shy. So introvert and shy don't really have to have anything to do with each other. Introvert means that I fill up on my own versus with people. Extroverts fill up with people around them. But I was shy in that I was worried about what other people thought a lot. And so a lot of shy people are like, I don't want to say this or look this way because what are people thinking or saying? And so I'm grateful that I was taught that when I said I was shy. I'm not the salesperson type. My director, Debbie Moore, didn't say, oh, well, yeah, you're right. You probably won't be successful. She said, we're going to teach you how to do this. If you want what the company has to offer and you're coachable, then you can be successful in this business. And so it really does surprise me that now I enjoy talking to large groups of people, thousands of people at seminar, up to 10,000 at seminar, some years, and just did a retreat for 200 people and loved every minute of it because I love now creating environments for women to have breakthroughs and to start connecting the dots of why God brought them into their Mary Kay business, because those weren't dots I was connecting. I was totally just connecting the business dots. So as Alden said, consultants and guests, we hope you get a lot out of this and you're inspired and motivated to go out and share this product and opportunity for all the right reasons. Alden mentioned some giveaways. So tonight, because you're here, when you do a follow-up call with your consultant's director, so it actually counts as her training, she's going to put you into a drawing and you're going to have your choice of one of our new limited edition, the tinted lip balms. And you guys, these things are limited edition, which means when they're gone, they're gone. One is a berry color. You can see the berry. They come in this cool packaging. These would be great for teen stocking stuffers. They're $20 and they're a hydrated, like this looks dark, but it's not. They're very translucent and hydrating. So they look like a very translucent lipstick, but with a lip gloss over. And then this is a coral. And you can see that one is a little bit lighter in coral. Both of them are beautiful and they feel fantastic. These will be great to have in your pocket all fall and winter. Far better than a chapstick. If you know any friends that are chapstick addicted, save them, because chapsticks have alcohol in it. It dries your lips out, so you get addicted. And if you've ever noticed people who use chapstick, they use it incessantly. So these are limited edition, meaning that once we sell them, they're gone. So, you can be in a drawing for one from your consultant's director, or also you can just buy them from your consultant and let her know ASAP, because when Mary Kay Inc. sells out of these, they're gone. Like your consultant can't get them anymore. That's what limited edition means. And then the Mint Bliss, this stuff, you guys, is wonderful. People love it. It's $12 with socks while supplies last. We always have the Mint Bliss, but getting the free fuzzy socks is wonderful. And this is great on your shoulders, on your legs, anywhere that you just feel like you need a little bit of extra attention, sore muscles after working out. So you want to put your name in, who invited you, so your consultant knows, so then she can set up that follow-up with her director so that you can be in those drawings. And of course, if you'd like to get stuff for free, be a hostess for her. Get some girlfriends together. You know, your consultant can do that virtually. She can do that in person. Or if you just want to go shopping, people are shopping for the holidays already. Okay, let's do our video, Christina, and then we're going to hear a little bit more about Mary Kay Ash.
We believe passionately in entrepreneurial fire, in giving everyone, everywhere, the chance to do their best and feel even better. We believe in you. We're here to empower every beautiful dimension of you. And at Mary Kay, we know we've all got a few things in common. We're all worthy of a community that understands us. We all deserve flexibility, and we should get to run our day instead of it running us. So maybe that's what brought you here to get to know us. Mary Kay has been a groundbreaking, trailblazing company for more than 60 years, and we follow in the footsteps of the original beauty influencer. Like many women in the 60s, Mary Kay Ash was not treated fairly in the workplace, so she made a change and founded a company that gives everyone the opportunity they deserve. Today, Mary Kay continues to be family-owned and continues empowering others in more than 35 countries. We are a company driven by the idea that you can do what you love, be who you want, and earn extra income on your terms. Our idea is powerful in its simplicity. First, Mary Kay creates hundreds of products that people crave. And yes, we win industry awards. Conduct 500,000 tests a year for safety, quality, and performance. Hold more than 1,600 global patents. And products are made in our own global manufacturing and research facility. Because what gets us really excited is how much people love our products. Because your confidence is our obsession. Next, we keep the business model beautifully simple too. Independent beauty consultants are 100% independent business owners. They buy directly from Mary Kay, then sell directly to customers to earn money. That's it. No wholesalers, no middlemen, no one holding them back, period. They enjoy the flexibility to work a Mary Kay business a lot or a little at parties, online, and on social, all while learning life skills from others and getting digital tools to help along the way. And if they're ready to lead a team of their own, they can drive the business as far as they want. Beauty consultants have one of the highest profit potentials on product sales in the world. Plus, at Mary Kay, they're always celebrated. Small wins are recognized, and big accomplishments are richly rewarded by a community of entrepreneurs and corporate employees around the world. Working together, we've also built a long history of giving. Mary Kay and its 4 company-sponsored foundations has given more than $200 million in monetary and product donations since we began tracking our philanthropic efforts. We support life-saving research and survivor empowerment with more than $24 million awarded to cancer research innovation from the Mary Kay Ash Foundation. And we strive to protect the environment by planting more than 1 million trees, powering our global headquarters and manufacturing with 100% renewable energy, and achieving zero landfill site status in our global manufacturing facility. We are a brand with a purpose, and we hope you see the amazing potential we see for a bright future together. This is where you can come to thrive. This is where you can unleash your confidence. This is Mary Kay, empowering women entrepreneurs since 1963. Then, now, always.
I know I saw comments about that video. You guys can find that on my Facebook page or Mary Kay in Touch. Probably if you just did a Google search on YouTube, you'd find it too. Also, I just posted on my Facebook page. So you just look up my name and you can find it's a business page. So you don't have to friend me. I have 0 friends, but I just posted a video I shared at my fall retreat this weekend. It's Mary Kay Memories. National Sales Director Janice Trude put it together. And so I encourage you to check it out so you can learn a little bit more about Mary Kay Ash. She was alive when I started. My Alden, who you met, I was pregnant with her when I went to London on my first Mary Kay top directors trip, and have such fond memories of being there with Mary Kay, walking to Windsor Castle with her, arm in arm, and just having conversations. Like, this is not Betty Crocker that is made up brand name. She was a real live woman, and she retired from a drug selling career, and she saw the direction that women were going in the 60s, and she wanted better for them. She wanted them to be paid what they're worth around the priorities of God first, family second, and career third. And that was 63 years ago. And now I am happy to say we are still thriving all over the world, and making choices that are in line with us, having a business opportunity that Mary Kay intended. This was never started for a company to make money. I mean, the company makes money and it's family owned and debt free, which is important because if your company goes bankrupt, you don't have a job. But that's not the purpose of this. This is an opportunity company that our products are a vehicle to connect with women and help women feel better about themselves. And then Mary Kay Corporate is there to invent these products, to do the research, to do the technology, all the things to support the opportunity that Mary Kay so desperately wish she would have had. And we get to still now, 63 years later. And what's really cool is that we need women to start Mary Kay businesses still. We are not saturated. In Metro Detroit, where I live, when I'm not at the lake house, we run into people all the time when they see us in our pink cars and they say, I didn't know Mary Kay was still around. And that's like a gut punch to us. That means that we do not have enough women who are building Mary Kay businesses and out there. So as a guest, if there's anything about this that could serve you well, what do you have to lose to give it a shot? That's what I thought, 30, 40 years ago. What do I have to lose? If it's something that does not tug at your heart, intrigue you at all, will you be a talent scout for your consultant? And gosh, we can get them. This video will be on YouTube by tomorrow morning. Your consultant can connect you with the information that your friend or neighbor or daughter may need. But we'd love to have her join us. And there's room at the top. Mary Kay is looking for women and paying very handsome bonuses for women who are moving into leadership. And actually right now you have an opportunity to join all the top leadership team at Mary Kay Inc. and in the sales force in Nashville in January, which is uncommon for directors in qualification to be able to do that. So if I'm a leader, whatever I do, I lead. People look to me for advice. I like leading. It's part of my DNA. Take a look at how Mary Kay compensates their leadership team. And consultants and guests, take a look at that video that I just posted a little while ago about Mary Kay, because it's a great collage of, you get to see her personality, you get to see her training, you get to see her heart and get a better feeling for the woman behind this brand. Okay, there's a little clip we're going to show that when Mary Kay was actually training called You Can Do It.
You can do it. These 4 powerful words, instilled in Mary Kay Ash as a child, fueled an unshakable confidence and belief in limitless possibilities. This belief carried her through childhood challenges, propelling her from a young girl of humble means with responsibilities far beyond her years to a sales phenom. But for Mary Kay, true success meant creating a full life. As a single mom and driven businesswoman, she believed women could have it all. And she taught her children that with enthusiasm and hard work, anything is possible. She would prove it. After years of being dismissed by male colleagues for thinking like a woman, Mary Kay doubled down on that strength. She not only shattered the glass ceiling, she built a ladder determined to help others reach their highest potential. She created a company for women to feel confident, beautiful, and connected with the support of her family and a dedicated girl tribe. This game-changing business sealed Mary Kay's status as an icon. And through her timeless legacy, Mary Kay continues to empower women to dream big and ignite success. Women fueled by 4 words. You can do it.
Okay, so we get to meet one of those you can do it women. Because what I love is in Mary Kay, everyone starts the same way with the starter kit and a consultant number, exactly the same way. And then you're going to get to hear what Stephanie Venz has chosen to do with her starter kit. Stephanie began her business in June of 2013 and debuted as a director in December of 2013. So I'm sure she's going to highly recommend that consultants don't hesitate because the holidays are upon us, because there's lots of women. Alden debuted in December also. I debuted Thanksgiving. Lots of opportunities in our business in this last quarter of this calendar year. Her highest unit club is $1 million. That's why it says $1 million sales director. Highest commission check has been over $24,000, not including bonuses. And I don't know, someone may know, Alden, I bet, may, how many $1 million directors we've had in the history of Mary Kay. But I bet it's less than 100 total. And that's
I think it's like 200.
200 all over the world, or North America?
Oh, just North America.
North America. That's a big deal. 200 out of all the thousands of consultants that have started Mary Kay businesses. So you guys are definitely getting tips from the top. She's qualified for 7 top sales director trips: Alaska, Hawaii, Scotland, Ireland, and Spain. She's done triple star 8 times. That means she's done Queen's Court of Sales, Queen's Court of Recruiting, and Unit Club 8 times. That's what her gorgeous necklace represents. National Court of Sharing 10 times. She's been runner-up to the Queen of Sharing and has appeared in the top 20 several times. This past seminar, and you can see pictures of this, she was crowned Queen of Personal Sales. So that's on a big stage, thousands of people cheering you on. Husband, baby, is that your dad with you?
Yeah, Papa Fred.
Aww. Her greatest achievement is becoming $1 million director and showing other women they can too achieve their dreams. Stephanie's mission is to bring more women to God through her Mary Kay business. She wants every woman to know that God didn't create only some of his daughters to be leaders. He created all of his daughters to be leaders. So for God's sakes, lead. I love that. Stephanie is married to her husband, Ben, and they have a little girl named Kinsley and are expecting another little girl in February. More Mary Kay consultants on the way. Live on the Lake of the Ozarks and enjoy the lake life. So let's give a virtual welcome to $1 million sales director Stephanie Venz for taking her time and joining us. And her daughter's due in how long? You're 2/3 of the way through?
Yeah, we just decided right before this that there's a carrot inside of me. Don was like, "So what vegetable are you?" I was like, "It's a carrot."
It's a carrot. Yeah, when I had my kids, we had no fruit analogies or sports ball analogies, but she has a carrot, and her babies will be 2 years and 3 months apart. And I love that Mary Kay works through all seasons of life, and I saw that model to me. I've lived that. My kids were exactly 24 months and 1 day apart. I love it. And now with going through the aging parent season and being a grandparent, the flexibility that Mary Kay baked into this business when you run your business like a business owner is bar none for women. So what I asked Stephanie to do is to pretend like she's not in Mary Kay right now, because we had a fall retreat in Michigan, and my husband was teaching on being coachable, because he actually is a brand new published author and he is a coach. And so he was training on being coachable, but the 4 questions that he asked his clients, I'm like, those would be a great practice interview. So guest, your consultant may want to practice this on you, and we'll post the questions right after we do this. I do this piece with Stephanie and hear more from her, so you can take a snapshot in case this is something that you think you'd like to try. But what I have found is when we're sharing the opportunity, sometimes we're just like telling them every single thing we love about Mary Kay and every single thing that's happened in 62 years and everything that's going to happen in the next 62 years. So we're just overwhelming people versus us finding out, like, is there a need and are they willing to do something about that need? because there's not anyone who can't be successful in Mary Kay. I've met many people who are unwilling, which is fine. It's everyone's choice. Mary Kay Ash taught me that everyone within 3 feet of you should have an opportunity to try the product and an opportunity to listen to the opportunity. And so there's nothing pushy about that. Pushy is deciding for someone. And I'm so grateful someone didn't say, oh, she's got this business degree from Michigan. And so, she's not interested in Mary Kay. And I cannot imagine the last 40 years of my life without this company and the Girl Tribe that you just heard about. So this is, how many years ago was it, Stephanie? 2013. So 12 years ago.
Yeah.
So we're talking to 12 years ago, Stephanie. So Stephanie, what are your goals? And what are your goals in your life right now?
Well, I just graduated with my undergrad degree and I'm getting ready to start my master's program. Besides that, I haven't really thought about goals. I mean, eventually I do want to get married, have kids, but yeah, just kind of focused on school right now.
And what's your degree?
Psychology.
Okay. And what do you want to do with that?
I want to be a school counselor.
Okay. And so you're in school, you're getting your master's. You said a goal is a family, married in a family in the future. So what are you willing to do to achieve your goals? To get your school done, get graduate work done? What is that going to look like?
Yes. Well, I will say that money's pretty tight right now with being in school and rent and everyday life, doing all of the things. And I like to go out and have fun. I like to be social with people. And so I would have a goal to make some extra money, even if it's just an extra couple $100s a month. That could really change my life right now.
Okay. So if I could teach you how to earn a couple $100 a month, would you be willing to learn?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay. And how do you handle adversity? Will you share a situation in your life, up to this point that you feel like you've handled adversity well?
hmm Well, I will say like one of the hardest things that I had to walk through was when my mom passed away from cancer when I was 14. So that was something that was extremely hard and had to overcome a lot in that season. And I've also grew up playing sports and showing livestock, and so I definitely love a competitive environment and spirit. And so I would say those are some things that I have overcome. Definitely, I have some work ethic for sure.
What kind of livestock? I'm picturing your pretty self just walking around with a gigantic pig or something.
Yeah, cattle and pigs. Yes. Yes. Uh-huh.
But good work ethics. People that take care of animals and farm, amazing work ethics.
Yes. My dad didn't know what to do with me, so he threw me into livestock.
Oh my gosh. He sounds like a great man. And do you feel like you're coachable?
Yeah, I grew
Mhm.
up, being a part of sports teams and different things like that, so I'm willing to be a good student.
Okay. So you guys at that point, then I would ask Stephanie, what else do you need to know to be able to make a decision? What would you say? What did the Stephanie back then say?
hmm So, how do you meet people
Mhm.
in I don't know if I know enough people.
Okay.
I don't know if people would want Mary Kay.
Okay. Okay.
Um,
Okay.
yeah.
Anything else? Were those the major two? How do you meet people and do people actually like Mary Kay?
Well, I'm a little nervous because I've never done anything like this before, so I don't know if I would be good at it,
Okay.
to be honest.
Perfect. Okay, so we're going to pause this. And Christina, will you put those 4 questions on the screen? So if people want to use this as a format for a practice interview, you can. So if you want to take a picture of that. Thank you, Christina. That looks prettier than what I sent you. Okay. So you know what I'm going to do is, Stephanie, I'm going to have you answer those questions because those are common questions. How do you meet people? Do people even like the product? And obviously you've proven that they do. If you were number one in Diamond Seminar in personal director sales, what was your total retail for the year?
140.
140,000 retail.
Yeah.
So that's pretty exciting, you guys. We make 50% profit. So that's 70,000 profit just from the sales of the product. That's not team building and that's not her leadership income either. So, how do you meet people? Do they like it? Share with us your perspective on that. And being nervous about being good or not. Talk to the guest on here about those three things.
Okay, yes. So what was the first one?
The first one, how do you meet people?
How do we meet people? So one thing that I have really mastered over the years of building my Mary Kay business is getting referrals and bookings from my business. So we all start with our friends and family, and we call those, our hot prospects. Those are the people that love us the most. Those are the people that are our cheerleaders, our rally girls. And so one thing that we do, and I just actually had a party on Sunday night, and I got over 30 referrals from this party. Because I like to give away free gifts just for sharing me with your friends and family. And so that's one thing that I do is ask for referrals. And then the other thing is my goal is to get 2 new bookings from every single party. And so I incentivize that as well. We have all of that lined up on teaching you how to do that and have our hostesses earn free product. And that has really helped me build my Mary Kay business as far as walking away and getting those 2 new bookings from every single party. And then, I mean, I have great customers. Like, yes, everybody loves this product. And a lot of times too, my customers will host for me maybe a couple different times a year as well, because we have new product launches at least 4 times a year. And so we have a reason to get back together with people, and they have a reason to want to earn it for free.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes.
And so talk about you were nervous if you'd be good or not. So if people I was nervous about that. I didn't take a speech class in college. There's no way I was for a grade or credit's going to talk in front of strangers, no less like it being a necessity for my business. So share with people your perspective on that now, that they may not be good at it, that it may, it's outside their comfort zone.
Yeah. So I was just telling my consultants this the other day, when we were doing our training session. The very first facial makeover that I ever had was on my aunt. I practiced on my aunt. I went to her work on her lunch hour, and I was reading from my skincare class notes. And I mean, that's how I learned. I learned by using the product myself and reading from my skincare class notes, but I hadn't used the microderm quite yet. And so we were on the microderm stage, which if you've ever tried the microderm, it's very gritty. And she was like, "Am I supposed to wash this off?" And I was like, "No, I think you're supposed to leave it on. I think it'll be fine." She's like, "No, Steph, this is pretty gritty. I think I need to wash this off." And so, she still bought over $100 worth of product from me that day. She bought the microderm, skincare. She loved it. And so, you get better the more that you do something. It's just like anything else in life and in the world. And if you if you don't try, then obviously you can't learn from it. So there's lots of things that I learned from it and sharpen those skills. And I love that question that you asked, are you coachable? Because I feel like the most successful people in this business, they're just willing to be really good students and learn and grow and overcome those times where they're like, "Oh, I don't know what to do here." And then you just keep going and figure it out. And then
Mhm.
um, Even now, I'm so grateful for all my customers that are on too that host parties for me. And it's amazing because I still learn something from every single party of what I want to do better and tweak something. So school's never out for the pro, for sure.
Well, yeah, and isn't it great that we have a job that you can continue to get better and better at versus, for one thing, it's boring if you just went into a job and knew everything and it stays like that for 40 years, like that, my
Yeah.
attention span would be gone. Like I want to grow and be transformed. But also we're not brain surgeons. Like we're not doing something that people can die from. Like you're teaching
Thank
women
goodness.
how to wash their face. And like you said, reading the flip chart for the
Mhm.
number one selling line of skincare and color in the world.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's a lot of grace
Yeah.
in the learning process in Mary Kay, I found.
And even if you don't know what to say, exactly what you said, reading from the flip chart, reading from your skincare class notes, and it walks you through step by step. And so if you
Mhm.
can read, you can literally do this business.
And actually, I think I found I was so scared that I just used the exact dialogues they gave me. I
Hmm.
didn't even think of changing it or winging it because I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing, but I
Hmm.
wanted my director's success. So I used the word she gave me versus winging it. And I have found that the people who stick closest to the scripts they're given at the beginning, then when they start to build their confidence up, they can tweak it for their personality. But the people that just go straight in, like people who have a sales background, sometimes need an untraining for a retraining in Mary Kay because we're 62 years down the line. Like this is very franchise like this works. Why reinvent the wheel?
Yeah, absolutely. I
Share a
agree.
little bit because with littles, obviously, you have to be a good time manager. With another baby on the way, and obviously, are excited about this other baby. So it's not like you found this to be impossible up until this point in time with kids. And so, whether people are college students or moms or crazy busy work or combination of all three of those, what are some tips that everyone here could use on managing their time if they're whether they're a consultant that wants more results or to move up the career path, or a guest that is thinking, okay, yeah, I could use the extra money and I'm willing to step outside my comfort zone. I'm willing to be coachable, but I don't have any time. I'm busy. Like what is your advice to her?
So a couple different things. The first thing is you saw Kinsley on my lap on those photos. And that's how I do my life. Like our family, we do life together. My offspring Tara's on. And after giving that speech, because Kinsley had the microphone and, was doing all of the things she, was a year and a half at that point in time. And they were like, Stephanie, you stayed so calm while you were giving your speech. And, Ken's at one point in time had the diamond bumblebee, and I didn't even know it. She had the diamond bumblebee. And Tara said to me, she was like, but that's just like your life. Like you just do life with Kinsley. And, she'll be hanging out in my Mary Kay office. Obviously, now that she is more of a toddler, it's way easier when you could just wear them and strap them onto you and go do life. Now that she's a toddler, I definitely do have some childcare help so I can get uninterrupted time done. Aw, thank you, Jessica. This was Jessica and I had coffee together. She's one of my consultants, and there's a little play area where she just popped it in the picture, and that there's a little play area that Kinsley was playing at while we were doing it. And so I love that. Like I love that you can it doesn't have to be either or. This is just how you want to live your life, and you can make that fit however you want to. But I do have a little bit of childcare help now because I just know that I need that uninterrupted distraction time done.
Mhm.
But I know that when I pop into my office, I'm making money for my family. And one thing that I've always learned from people in Mary Kay is that If you don't sacrifice for what you want becomes the ultimate sacrifice. And I want this extremely amazing life for Kinsley and for Ben and for my family. And so I'm willing to give up, a little bit of time here and there so I can live out my dreams. And then obviously I know eventually she's going to go to, kindergarten and school and do all of the things. And so this is a very special season of life that I'm in. And so one of my favorite quotes is short-term sacrifice for long-term gain. Like, it's just little short-term sacrifices for long-term gain for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's excellent. So what are you most grateful for that you said yes to get a consultant number and give this a shot?
Yes. So I started when I was 22 and I feel like I got really red when you asked me those questions because I was like, wow, I have to like really go far back for a second to think about what I was thinking at that point in time. But it really was true. And I still am a futuristic person. And so I saw my senior sales director taking her kids to school every single day, picking her kids up from school every single day, driving a pink Cadillac, making six figures a year, being able to live God first, family second, and career third. And I remember thinking, okay, if I could make a third of a third of a third of what this lady's making, and if I could be half as happy, because you might notice in Mary Kay, people are really happy. It's not fake. It's not a fake thing because I just feel like when you get to live your dream life every single day, there's nothing to be upset about. And so I'm so grateful for that. But looking back, I wasn't married, didn't have kids yet. And Ben and I had just gotten married and we had just bought our condo and we were living the newlywed life and we got married in June and then in September he got an ultimatum at his job where they wanted him to go into sales full time and he did not want to do boat sales full time and he came home that day and he had tears in his eyes and he goes, Steph, what am I going to do? And he had already started his side hustle on the side of a drone business. And we actually went on the Mary Kay cruise because Mary Kay was paying for us to go on that Destination Red cruise. And we just got back from the top sales director trip to Hawaii. And so we were, like we were in this fun season of life and then we get smacked with, a little bit of reality. And I told Ben, I said, you're going to build your business. You're going to take your business full time. And I said, don't worry about anything. I will go out and I will just do more. I will hustle. I've covered our whole mortgage payment. I covered every single one of our bills. So he did not have to worry about it. And I'm so proud of him because, he had to go out and grind and he had to really dig in the trenches. But I feel like he learned that from me being able to build my Mary Kay business as well, because he only knew me as a pink Cadillac sales director when we got married. And so giving my husband an opportunity to live out his dreams is the best thing that I ever could have given our marriage, our family. And so now we both get to work from home, and we do, I'm so glad that God did close that door on him because he's more of a safety security person. And it's just so fun being able to watch him love and do what he does every single day. Yeah.
Share maybe a favorite prize and then maybe top 3 unexpected benefits from your journey so far.
Yes. So favorite prize, I know it sounds kind of cliche, but all of the people that I feel like I've been able to do life with over the years, some of my best friends have come from Mary Kay. And so that's not something that's physical, but I'm so grateful for the girlfriends, the friendships. I mean, if anything happened, I feel like there would be so many people that I could call in my life and they would pray over me and pray for me. And you can't put a price tag on that community of women. Also, too, I shared earlier that I had lost my mom at such a young age. And so I did crave having strong women that I could look up to because I think that's something that our culture doesn't really have. If you're not in Mary Kay, like who do you look up to as women? I mean, maybe people in the church, which is, great. And I hope that everybody has that community of people that they can look up to, but that's definitely something too. A little bit more tangible, the top sales director trip to Scotland and Ireland was one of my favorite trips ever. That was awesome. We were there when the Queen actually passed away. We are on the way to the airport. We got the text message that the Queen, and so we got to do so many cool things like going to see the Queen at rest, and it's all on Mary Kay's dime. They pay for all of it. And Mary Kay wanted us all to be treated like royalty. Okay, I know you had a couple of what was the other things that you
Unexpected benefits? Any other unexpected benefits?
unexpected benefits? Yes, I mean, there's so many. I would say the personal growth. I mean, who I am today. I was a hot mess when I first started Mary Kay. I'm sure you were too, Dawn. I feel like we were all just a hot
Hmm.
mess express.
Yeah.
And so the personal growth and my walk with the Lord um has been just so amazing. And even more recently in the last couple months, in the last couple weeks, we are always working on growing and becoming the best versions of ourselves. And so I love that too, that we get to be surrounded around people that genuinely want the best for us and want to pull out the best in us too.
Hmm. I
Yeah.
was just looking at Lisa Bevere. She
Mm,
has a new series for women called Strong.
mm,
And while I was looking that up, I saw another series she has called Godmother. And it's so interesting because what you're saying is women don't have female mentors. And
mhm,
so she's talking about going out to find these women. I mean, she's a pastor, she's a writer, her husband's a pastor. But I love that Mary Kay baked that into our culture. The women that mentored me, not just to be successful in business, but Mary Kay Ash, I remember her saying, someone just asked me this, like, what is one of the things that you heard and it was like different than what you were used to and, came to be true? And it was Mary Kay Ash saying, if you're successful in Mary Kay, but at the expense of being a mom and a wife, you're not successful. Her number
mhm,
one thing is she wanted us to hear good and faithful servant, well done. And she wrote Matthew 25:14 through 30 on the dollar bills when we left her home. And she wanted us to be successful in all arenas, not one at the expense of the other. And so that sets up a culture where people have mentored me professionally in business, but also spiritually at the
mhm,
same time, and being a wife and a mom and now aging parent season and grandparenting season. It's just baked into our culture. And so if she is someone with the pulse on what's going on with women in our culture is saying that we need to talk about this. I'm like, Mary Kay was so far ahead of her times. And we have those women, from you start at 18, and I know women who are 85 and 90 building Mary Kay businesses. And so you get that generational sharing. There's a
mhm,
benefit from when you're older learning from young, and vice versa, that our culture doesn't really embrace. And families live in, they people change jobs every 2 years and they move around, so they don't have the church or the family nucleus like they used to. So God knew what he was doing when he started this company through Mary Kay Ash, for sure. Well,
it's
Stephanie, I've
beautiful.
loved this conversation. I'd love you to wrap it up. And what would be your message to consultant and directors at this time? And then what is your message to the guests that are on this Zoom with us?
Hmm. I just heard this from Holly Lowe the other day, and I thought it was so good. She said, live your life, God, family, and your anointed calling. That anointed calling that is on your life. And that really put things in perspective for me because I feel like as women, sometimes we want to maybe apologize for going after something big or doing something for ourselves, or what you're just talking about, like what does the sacrifice have to be, because time in one area is time away in another area. And I love that in Mary Kay, it can be however you want it to look. And I remember having a call with my offspring, Tara, And I asked her, I said, what would your perfect Tuesday be? Like, what would your perfect Tuesday be? If you were to start your day, what would you want to do? And how would you want your day to look? And so that would be what I would ask, our guests that are on here tonight. What would you like your perfect Tuesday to be? Because you can have it all. You can have it all. And also too, just try it. You can do a little pilot program. It doesn't have to be this lifetime, long-term commitment. And I also
Yeah.
believe if you're on here, there's a reason why you're on here. There's a reason. And you might have that nudge in your heart, and I would just say, just go for it. And then if not, there's so many ways that you can support your Mary Kay beauty consultant for sure, but you will get something out of it. I promise. You will get something out of it. Positivity, girlfriend time, some extra money, some flexibility, some just life skills. I always tell people I learned way more in my first year of Mary Kay than I did in 4 years of college, and that was a pretty expensive degree.
Mm-hmm.
So you will definitely become a better wife, mom, sister, leader,
Mm-hmm.
whatever it is, for
Mm-hmm.
sure.
Yep, absolutely. I've never met anyone worse for the wear
Yeah.
for trying it. And some do it for a season, some a reason, and some for the long haul.
Mhm.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. We're gonna go on to our next slides because this will show you your starter kit options. So if you're like, you know what, they're right, I need to give this a shot. If you do have questions, don't let your head hit the pillow without getting questions answered. Um, I know that if I would have gone home and not had my director answer those questions, I would have chickened out the next day. And that scares me because, again, this business took my life on a totally different course than what I had pre planned and thought about. So everyone starts their Mary Kay business the same way, regardless of, I want to get Christmas, make money for Christmas. So it's debt free. I want to contribute money to a single mom for Christmas. I want to, start the new year off on the right track. I want to fill in the blank, whatever it is. You either do the $35 e-start, or if you're planning on actually being a business owner and making money doing this, then you're going to want to do the pro. You add on the $90 to your e-start, because then you have everything on the screen, which is everything to get 30 people's opinions of the product, which is, we're going to teach you how to do that, what to say, the flip, squirt, smile, everything that we've talked about. So literally, ask the woman who invited you on, like, what's the incentive for me to get that tonight? Because there was an incentive, it was a drawing, and I had to write a post-dated check, which means you don't have money in your account, because I wanted to be in that drawing. But also I knew that I'd be better off to make a decision and then make the decision right, versus waiting for the best, or right decision, because I would have made it out of fear, or based on fiction, like other people's opinions that had never built a Mary Kay business successfully. And so I chose that night to make a decision based on really the gut feeling I had in my stomach, like, you're going to regret this if you don't. This is not really about $100. And that was very true. This was not about the $100 I didn't have. A question that I just heard recently is, how comfortable are you with not having $100 when you need it? And if you're not comfortable with that any longer, get your starter kit and let's change that. So with your starter kit, you also get your website and credit card processing. And these are the 3 questions that I would love to have you answer to your consultant or her director, depending on, how long your consultant's been in. But if you were to say yes to your Mary Kay, to starting a Mary Kay business, I want you to share with them, how could an extra 15 to 20,000 a year from working 1 to 2 times a week benefit you and your family? Okay, so you want to let your consultant's director know that, because that gives you an extra entry into the prize drawing that we talked about. So how could an extra 15 to 20,000 a year contribute? What skills and attributes do you have that would help you be successful in Mary Kay? So let her know that. And then the third question, what's the worst thing that could happen if you give it a try? And that's what Stephanie was alluding to. Really, most of us, like $125, we've spent that at Target, and we didn't even get what we went in there for. There's not much that you can get for $125 these days that could potentially change your life. Maybe nothing, really. So that's what I figured. I could get my stuff at cost. I could get Christmas gifts at cost. I could know, like, from my own personal experience versus, all the things that you've heard this evening, if it was going to be something to continue on with. So, I did it on top of my 80-hour-a-week job that I've been recruited for out of business school. And after my first 5 parties, it's called a perfect start, I quickly saw, okay, if I could put 80 hours a week into this and I just made that much in those first 5 parties, this is game on. And I've never, ever looked back. So thank you. Consultants, thank you for joining us. Guests, thank you for joining us. I will have a recording of this on my YouTube channel by later tonight or tomorrow morning. And guests, I hope you don't get a wink of sleep, because I haven't, and I still don't at times get a wink of sleep, because this business continues to be more and more exciting, because there's more and more women's lives that you see impacted. And that's exactly why Mary Kay started this. Okay, you guys, have an awesome evening. Connect with your director when you get done. Thank you, Stephanie, so much for sharing yourself with us tonight.